Hello, hello. My name is Juji. Welcome to my channel. This is HD by Z. If you're new here, this is a space for anyone who's obsessed with human design like I am, or if you're just getting started. I do videos mostly about celebrity couples, such as the one today. I also do interviews with people I've worked with in the past, and sometimes I do videos about the system itself. I'm so excited today because I get to do analysis for one of my favorite couples in Hollywood, Goldie Hawn and Kurt Russell. And once I did some digging on their charts, I realized that this pairs really well with the video I just released about women in Hollywood who are happily single. But before we get into all of that, I just want to remind you all that my information will be in the show notes, my website, my Instagram handle. Feel free to DM me if you have any questions or if you just want to chat. I'll also have the link for my online community for women called The Beehive. It's a great time to join. I have a lot of amazing guests joining me. All right, so Goldie and Kurt, why won't they get married? They've been together for almost 40 years, and yet they refuse to get that one little piece of paper that would legally bind them together. One of the things that I've heard them say over and over again when asked about this in the media is that they get to choose each other every single day, which is really funny because human design is all about choices. It's all about making a decision. So why do they continue to choose each other? Let's take a look at their charts and go from there. Okay. So this is Goldie. She's a projector. She's splenic authority, split definition, 5-1 profile on the left angle cross of uncertainty. Right off the bat, just the fact that she's on the cross of uncertainty means that there's potential there that she still, after 40 years, isn't certain that she wants to be with Russell. But I don't really think that's the point. So I just want to point out this channel 1858, this channel of judgment, and then the 63-4, this channel of logic. All right, so let's move on to Kurt. All right, so Kurt is a manifesting generator, emotional authority, split definition, 4-6 profile on the right angle cross of Eden. And right off the bat, you can see that he has a lot of definition where she doesn't, and vice versa. So let's take a look at their charts together. Okay, so this is Kurt and Goldie, and of course, they're 9-0, nowhere to go. All 9 centers are defined in the chart, and they have 5 electromagnetic connections together. I'm not going to get too much into all of them, but I will point a couple out. First of all, they have this channel 3536 transitoriness, which is an emotional connection all about new experiences, right? So potentially this desire to be chosen every single day has a lot to do with simply experiencing wanting to be chosen. They also have the channel of mating, the 59-6, as an electromagnetic connection. All right, guys, this is just my opinion, but speaking from experience, this is the most powerful electromagnetic there is. They also have the channel of money together, this 45-21, which is an ego to the throat connection. Goldie does have ego definition independent of Kurt, but I'm sure that he really enjoys that through her, he gets to experience consistent access to willpower, which is what the ego center is all about. Okay, so what can we learn from these charts? Well, to understand these two, it's important to understand their history. They met on the set of a film in 1966 when Kurt was only 16 years old and she was 21. And they didn't form a romantic partnership until 17 years later. So between the time that they met, even though they kind of kept in touch over the years in a platonic way, Goldie got married twice. Her first marriage was where her 2 children are from, and then once more before she rekindled things with Kurt. So the way that I see it is that she has this channel of judgment, the 1858, which is all about course correcting, right? It's all about figuring out what doesn't work and doing it differently in a healthier way. And I really believe that she thinks that because she'd been married twice, she was like, third time is not a charm, guys. I'm not doing this. Marriage is the thing that doesn't work. And I'm course correcting by saying that I'm okay with being in a long-term committed relationship, but that piece of paper ruins everything. So we're just going to skip it. Okay. The other thing that I want to point out is her 63 for this channel of logic. The definition that forms from the head to the ajna connection is a very fixed way of thinking, right? And this channel of logic is all about gathering data about marriage, and then making conclusions through that. So it's very similar to the channel of judgment in that sense, but one is more about correcting in a healthy way, and the other one is more just forming opinions about it. So I believe that Goldie's opinion on marriage is that it doesn't work. And because she's very fixed in the way that she thinks, there's very little that anybody could do to change her mind. In my previous video, I talked about women in Hollywood who were thriving in their singledom. And one of the things that I pointed out is that they all have fifth line profiles except for one. And the fifth line is the profile that gets projected on the most. So what I have been assessing is that fifth lines don't like being projected on that they should be married. They don't like being told this is what's normal, so that's what we think you should do. And so in a way, they're railing against it. And that's what Goldie's doing here. Even though 40 years together technically constitutes a common law marriage, she just didn't want to do the whole hoopla with the ring and the wedding and the signing and the blah, blah, blah. So this is her solution in this case, and she's very happy that she gets to be chosen by Kurt every single day. So obviously Goldie doesn't want to be told what to do, although according to human design, nobody's here to be told what to do. We're all here to make decisions for ourselves. And Goldie's just decided that marriage just isn't her cup of tea. The other thing I talked about in my previous video is about the sixth line, which Kurt Russel is. He's a 4-6 profile. Now, the fourth line is all about making connections and networking with people. And the fact that Goldie had been in his network for a long time probably made for a really swift connection once they finally did hook up because he already knew her. But this sixth line underneath, this role model that he is all about forging a new path forward. And so even if 6 lines do end up getting married, a lot of the times it's going to look different for them than it does to other people. As a 6 line, my marriage doesn't look like most people's, and that's okay. And that's part of the reason why I think Kurt is okay with Goldie's assertion that she never wants to get married. Not to mention, he's an open G, which means that he's beholden to her direction, and she's the one with the willpower. So he's helpless in that, even if he is the emotional authority in their relationship. It's all about what he's in the mood for. Now, after 40 years, I'm sure that if she changed her mind, he would be in the mood for marriage. But what's the point? Honestly, what's the point? Finally, I just want to talk about Goldie Hawn's channel of surrender, because even though they didn't get married, their relationship is constantly being talked about. The fact that they played Santa and Mrs. Claus in a movie says everything about their trickster ways. I can't think of anything more traditional than starring in a holiday movie where they play a married couple in which the woman doesn't even have a name. She's just known as Mrs. Claus. That's it. So that's pretty funny when you think about the fact that they have this very modern romance going on. But really, it's about the fact that they keep people guessing. They keep people talking about them. And in Hollywood, that's really all that matters. I mean, I'm talking about them. Look at that. They tricked me into doing a video about them. At the end of the day, I think it's really all about whether or not they're happy, and they seem to be in a really good place even after 40 years. So bravo to both of them. All right, guys, I hope you liked that video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to get notified every time I drop one of these. Please also leave a comment or a question below. I swear I answer them. And please let me know if you want to nominate another celebrity couple for analysis. I have a long list going, so bear with me. Until next time, ciao for now.